So we're going back to basics today. I've got a stupid simple tip that's going to make learning inversions, memorizing inversions a lot easier. Let's rewind back to when I was 9 years old. I was sitting at the piano with my dad and he showed me the chord that I'm sure many of you learned when you first sat down to play chords on the piano, and that is a C major chord, C, E, G. And then he told me about inversions, and the way that he taught me was by taking the bottom note and putting it on the top of the voicing. So instead of C on the bottom, C is on the top now, which puts E on the bottom, G in the middle, and the C on top. Sounds like this. It's still a C major chord, it's just C major in what's called first inversion. So that first version of the chord, this one right here, that's called root position. As you can see, the C is in the bottom there, that's the root. First inversion is this right here, that's first inversion. And again, we're just taking the bottom note and putting it on the top. So if we do it again, we take that E, put that on the top. Now we have G on the bottom, C in the middle, E on top. It's still a C major chord. It's the same set of notes. We've just changed up the order. And this is called second inversion. It is helpful to know that in a root position chord, the root is in the bottom of the voicing. In a first inversion chord, the third is in the bottom of the voicing, and so on. But if you want to get away from the numbers, at least at the start, something that's really simple that helps you categorize these inversions in your head is by looking at the distance between the notes. So here's what I mean. If we go back to that basic root position voicing, we've got this interval right here, the space between those two notes, that's a third, and then that interval there, that's also a third. But again, we don't want to be thinking about numbers at all here. Just remember, it's same, same. So same, same. It's symmetrical. And again, this is root position. Now, when you go to first inversion, it's not symmetrical anymore. Now we have E, G, C. If you want to get numerical about it, yes, that's a third. Yes, that's a fourth. But all I want you to think about here is that you have small on the bottom, big on the top. So if you look at the voicing on the piano, small, big, small, big. Going back to that root position, it's symmetrical. Same, same. So we have same, same. This one is small, big, and this is first inversion. And then second inversion is the opposite. This is the biggie smalls. Big, it's a fourth, it's big, and then the third is small. The same is true for minor chords. Here's the big takeaway. On a root position chord, you've got same, same. It's symmetrical. Same, same. First inversion, small, big. Second inversion, big, small. Keep that in mind as you practice. It's going to make memorizing those inversions a lot easier. And then as you get more comfortable, you can start to think about the numbers and which chord tones are on the bottom, which are on the top. But start with this really basic approach because it will make it a lot easier, especially if you're a beginner. All right, hope that helps. If you want to check out another video, you can click right over here and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.